So this is a question in Algebra 1 that is frequently missed on tests and on the study guide, so I thought I would go over this question. This is a question that has negative exponents and we're asked to simplify by adding like terms. So when I look at this expression, I don't see any like terms right away. So before I can find out which terms are like terms, I need to simplify all of the exponents first using the exponent rules. So I'm going to start with the first term. The first thing I notice here is that a to the 0 is on the bottom. And I know that a to the 0 is actually 1 because anything to the 0 power is 1. So I'm just going to cross that off because 1 times anything is just itself. So I can go ahead and ignore that. And so then I have b, and then b is in the parentheses taken to the -1. The exponent inside the parentheses would be 1. And with the power rule, what we're supposed to do is take the power inside the parentheses and multiply by the power outside the parentheses. So that's really b to the -1 once I've simplified it. So now I have 5a to the -6, b to the -3 over b to the -1. And I can simplify that a little further because I have a b on the top and a b on the bottom. So now I can use the quotient rule. The quotient rule tells me to subtract the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. So I have -3 minus -1, which would be -2. So I can simplify again and get 5a to the -6, b to the -2. So I've simplified it twice already. I'll put a little line here. So this is simplified as the first term can get. So I'm going to go on to the next term. I have 5, that's pretty simple, and then I have this a cubed and b inside of the parentheses. So again, I'm using the power rule. I have to multiply the exponents because it's in parentheses taken to another exponent. So I'll take a to the 3rd, and that 3 gets multiplied by -2. So now I have 5a to the -6. And then the b, which has an exponent of 1 inside the parentheses, can be multiplied by -2, so I'd get b to the -2. And so that's as simplified as I can get it. So I have minus 5a to the 6, b to the -2. Now I can see these first two terms are like terms. But before I do anything, I'm going to keep going and keep simplifying. So I'm going to look at the next one. I have plus. Now I have 3b inside parentheses, which means everything inside the parentheses gets taken to the second power. 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, which is 9. And b to the second power is b squared. And now I have a to the -8 over a to the -2 and b to the 4th. So I can simplify this a little bit more. I can't simplify the 9. But if I look at the a's, I have -8 minus -2. Since I'm using the quotient rule, I'm going to subtract -8 minus -2, which would be -8 plus 2. So that gives me a to the -6. I can also simplify the b's. 2 minus 4 is -2. So I get b to the -2nd power. So I'm done with that term. Last term, I take everything inside the parentheses and I have to multiply the exponents. So a to the -1 times 6 would be a to the -6. And then this becomes b to the 6. And then I can do b to the 6. So that's a to the -6. And then I have b to the 6 over b to the 8th. So I would go 6 minus 8, which is -2. Okay, now that I've simplified all of these terms, I can see that they're all actually like terms. They all have a to the -6 and they all have b to the -2. So when you add like terms, you just simplify the coefficients. First, 5 minus 5, these two cancel each other out because 5 minus 5 is 0. But then I have 9 and then -1, this would be the coefficient. So that would be 8, a to the -6, b to the -2. And that's it.